AGRA as a Pan-African institution, which is an alliance working with partners to transform African agriculture across the continent, has been closely working with Ethiopian institutions since its inception in 2006, though it opened a country office only very recently. Today's event, which is about transferring the documents of these flagship programs and the value chain implementation products, is the outcome of one of these joint engagements. But AGRA's engagement was much broader than this one. So this is only one of the 4 programs we have in AGRA. In fact, one other program which I'm leading is working on sustainable farming, climate change adaptation, resilience, which is also very keen to work with the Ethiopian government very closely. So we are committed to capitalize on this partnership and continue to work together with the government to achieve the 10-year plan of the ministry.
Your Excellency, Haile Mariam Desalegn, former Prime Minister for Ethiopia and the board chair, Excellency Mr. Umar Hussein, Honorable Minister for Agriculture, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be handing over 3 key documents, the flagships for rice, for wheat and for oil seeds, which is what some of us will refer to as the edible oil. But let me say this, it's not just about handing over the documents, it's about handing over an investment plan that will drive growth, create jobs for the people in this country, and ensure that Ethiopia is food secure. And this is linked to what we are pursuing as the CADEP goals across the continent. Finally, I want to actually acknowledge the fact that this has not been the job of one organization alone. AGRA has been able to work with other partners. A lot of you are sitting here in this room, and we really appreciate your support in working with AGRA to do this. So as I welcome you here today, I want to say to you that we are at a milestone where we are going to continue to work with Ethiopia to be able to drive transformation and ensure that food systems, is a reality. To do other capital projects and drive growth. So we are hoping and we believe that these flagship programs will be, critical drivers to achieving Ethiopia's overall vision of inclusive agricultural transformation.
Has limitations in terms of policy and programs definition. So we started to establish state capacity and policy formulation support to governments, and that was the beginning. Again, we have seen there is a lot of gap in terms of systems, and we wanted to address system gaps and binding constraints, and we worked on systems development. I think that was the addition to human capacity development we had in our earlier phase. Now we are in a position to see that agriculture needs to be sustainable in its production, and sustainable farming should be our next phase of addition to already existing programs. As the minister always says, seed is the basic, but seed alone cannot be the transformational gear. We need to have a soil system, we need to have an extension system, we need to have a market system, a functioning market system, and we need to have a comprehensive input system in addition to seeds. With this, I think AGRA is contributing its share in the agricultural transformation in our continent. Rest assured that AGRA will continue in its third phase of strategic period to engage with ministries, private sector, and those who are involved in agricultural transformation agenda.
One of the evidence of this is the handing over of these 3 flagship programs and consortium book we received today. These 3 program documents are prepared as a contribution to our policy initiatives named the 10 in 10 flagship program. The policy flagship program we have initiated are the priority focus area designated to accomplish 3 basic national agricultural objectives: to achieve food and nutrition security, import substitution, and to boost our export earning from agricultural commodities and products. As you all know, AGRA has emerged as one of the pioneer role in assisting to develop and implement the 10 flagship program components, among which the irrigated wheat, oilseeds, animal feed, and rice development program are the major ones. Finally, I would like to state that we have devised a priority agriculture development program and set ambitious target to be achieved within the upcoming years, though the lion's share of its implementation is expected to be shouldered by Ethiopian government and my ministry and the smallholders as well. We seek the enhanced technical and the financial support from our development partners and the participation of private sectors as mentioned earlier. I hope AGRA will also continue to do its utmost to materialize the 3 programs handed over today as promised by His Excellency the Board Chair earlier. I thank you so much for your attention.
My name is Isaias Damma. I am Chief Executive Officer for Crop Development in the Ministry of Agriculture of Ethiopia. Today we have launched 3 flagship programs which are for wheat. One is for wheat import substitution, which is the second is in rice import substitution. The third is edible oil and animal feed flagship program. These 3 flagship programs are parts of the 10 years prospective plan of the government of Ethiopia, and the Minister of the Ministry of Agriculture, His Excellency Atomer, initiated 10 programs in 10 years, and among these, wheat, rice, and edible oil are part of this. The document is prepared not only for the implementing organizations, it's also for the farmers and the commercial farmers. The factory owners all should know these things because they can collaborate with value chain actors in the implementation of the program. So in our awareness creation, we include producers, processors, implementing organizations, donors, supporters will be included in this awareness creation.
Thank you very much. I am Haile Mariam, former Prime Minister of Ethiopia and Chairperson of AGRA Board. Flagship programs for rice in West African countries and some other flagships and country agricultural development plans, but that can be scaled up. I think the example in Ethiopia and a few other African countries can obviously be scaled up to other African countries. There is huge potential for that. The lessons we learned from this engagement is that the usual or business as usual engagement in agricultural production and increment in productivity has not yielded a proper result. So we need to have a concerted effort in bringing about a systemic change and collaboration from all stakeholders. It's not only the business of Ministry of Agriculture, it is a business of all those who are involved in the value chain from production to markets. So including consumption as well and the nutrition aspect of our production. So I think it needs a collaboration from government, private sector, development partners, and as well as the youth and women. Actually, traditional agricultural production mechanisms will not attract our young people into agricultural business. So the agribusiness and agricultural production needs to be modernized and digitized. You know, our young people are very friendly and very knowledgeable and also literate about information technology and digitalization of production systems. So I think if we do that, then we can attract more young people into agriculture, and we have to make it attractive to our young people. And I think that's how we can do it. There is a technology we can do that, and our young people are also ready to go for this kind of sexy production system.